This video is going to be a tough one. No matter what I have to say, I don't think I'll ever be able to convey just how brilliant Xbox Live was for me during my teenage years. Nostalgia is a powerful thing. It can sugarcoat quite a few details, make you blind to the truth that the favourite film of your childhood just is actually not that great. You know, sometimes I ask myself, why do Thumb Thumbs exist? But I, along with many, will always remember those late summer evenings spent with friends playing custom games on Halo 3 or Knives on Rust in Modern Warfare 2 until 4:30 AM. When your eyes can no longer battle the inevitable sleep coming and you greet your pillow just as the sun begins to rise and the light slowly creeps through the crack in the curtains. I know it sounds silly that a simple online functionality can bring such an emotional feedback to me, but in reality, the best element about Xbox Live was not what you played, but who you played it with, and the creative, absolutely mad ways that you managed to have fun within the games in ways that the developers never intended you to have. Xbox Live is still a successful service to this day, but there was something truly special about those times. I'll never get them back, and I've made my peace with that. But that doesn't mean they should be forgotten. Okay, so the big moody intro is out of the way. I'm going to try and lighten the mood a little bit now. So welcome back, and let's jump right into episode 2. So I'll start off by saying I'm completely aware that Xbox Live had already been up and running for quite a few years before I had my introduction. But give me a break. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that at any age, if you want to get yourself something new,
you've got to have money.
And at 12 years old, you're not exactly able to get yourself a job. So the one option you do have is to receive it as a gift. And fortunately, I did. My parents were kind enough to get me an Xbox 360 in the Christmas of 2008, though I did have to spend maybe 6 hours cradling it at my grandparents' house and then also at my auntie's house while we went around for the rest of the day, seeing family and whatnot.
I need it!
I'm just going to make a note now for any parents listening. I would recommend not getting your teenager a game console and then expecting him to really care about much else for the rest of the day, because I'm telling you now, nothing else matters.
And it's spherical! Spherical!
Now I know that the PS2 could go online, but as kids, me and my sister never kind of experienced this element. The closest we would kind of get to this would be playing with the bots on games like Star Wars Battlefront. But even then, we could kind of understand that this was the computer at work. So with that in mind, to this day, I can still remember the exact game mode and map from my first ever online match. I was playing Gears of War 2, the game mode was Annex, and it was on the map Avalanche. That image is going to be burned into my memory for a long time to come. And not because I was a traumatized 12-year-old playing what is one hell of a gory game. Why did my parents actually allow this to happen? But because it was the first time my 12-year-old self finally realized what was possible with online play. And that was the interaction with other human beings. Of course, what this actually really meant in practice was a multitude of young lads, all at different, shall we say, pivotal stages of puberty, hurling abuse at each other in other lobbies for no reason other than, why do you suck so much and I know your mother pretty well. Still, Xbox Live offered far more than a vocal mugging from 11 other lads. So let's start with something simple, the dashboard. What the hell was the late 2000s, man? Luckily, I only had this update for all of about 2 minutes, as soon after connecting to the internet, an update was released which turned this into this. Hayden, take it away.
This is where the fun begins.
The Avatar Creation Suite. What a beautiful thing this was. I mean, I loved the Me channel. That theme song is golden. but the avatar customization made the Wii's offering look so bare bones. At its most basic level, you had hair, facial hair, earrings, hats, and other accessories, shirts, overshirts, coats, shorts, jeans, shoes. You could even have a little prop to hold for that little flair of personality. You know I went for the guitar. But the real treasure chest was when they brought in the brands. Halo, Star Wars, Call of Duty, Minecraft, Gears of War, branded sportswear from all your favourite teams. Essentially, all your favourite games and brands had themed items for your avatar that you could wear and interact with. Pets became a thing. You could even get small animations attached to certain props that would play out when you or someone else remained idle on your avatar for too long. I mean, no one probably cared what my avatar looked like, but I sure did. And that sort of care and attention to detail from Microsoft for what is such a small piece of Xbox Live was very admirable, to say the least. The exact same could be said for themes, and because I don't want to ramble on too much, just consider it one more thing to customize and make the dashboard that little more you. Updates for the 360 dashboard would continue to roll in and add little bits here and there. It became much slicker and more modern towards the introduction of the Xbox One. Each major update felt like an event, and to be honest, they felt totally wrong at first glance. Sadly, I think the design became a little too generic in trying to keep in line with Microsoft's standard operating system, and it began to lose its character, but I can understand why they chose to go that route. Let's pause. I am getting a little ahead of myself, so now let's rewind a little. Despite my previous video seemingly worshipping the idea of a single player game above all, just prepare yourselves, because I'm going to do such a quick 180 you might actually get some whiplash. Because the multiplayer offering between 2007 and 2013 was nothing short of incredible. 2007 brought us the two titans, Modern Warfare and Halo 3. 2008 followed up with Gears of War 2, World at War, Midnight Club LA, Street Fighter 4, GTA 4. 2009 was of course the year of Modern Warfare 2, but we also had other gems like Red Faction Guerrilla, Dirt 2, and Halo 3 ODST. 2010 saw Black Ops 1, Bad Company 2, Red Dead Redemption, Halo Reach, and of course, Doritos Crash Course. 2011 made its own mark with Battlefield 3 and Gears of War 3. 2012 had Halo 4, and 2013 gave us GTA 5. Now, most of these games already had some pretty memorable modes: Search and Destroy on COD, Team SWAT on Halo, or even Guardian on Gears of War 2. Pretty much every game also had its take on a survival mode. You had Horde, Firefight, and of course Nazi Zombies. How many hours of my life have actually been lost to those over the years? But it was the modes that I made with friends that is what defined my time with Xbox Live. Messing around for hours with The Forge, or playing Cops and Robbers. My friends and I would custom paint our cars on Midnight Club's free roam just to act out police chases with each other. On GTA 5, we would create Top Gear challenges and see who could get up Mount Chiliad first with a stolen car and $500 worth of upgrades, or even see who was the last man standing on the train during a free-for-all fistfight. I'm sure everyone who had Xbox Live during this time have their own stories, and I would really love to hear them, so if you have any, please feel free to leave a comment with any that you may have. Now I want to begin wrapping this video up, so I'm just going to briefly mention all the remaining little things that left an impact on my time with Live. The Xbox Marketplace. I'm talking demos which gave me the chance to discover hidden gems just like Just Cause 2 and Lord of the Rings Conquest before they hit store shelves. And the Xbox Arcade, where you could buy and download smaller titles like Trials HD or Battlefield 1943. Inside Xbox and all the great shows that you could watch, Sent You a Message with Andy and Dan, the OXM, or the Nexus. I would literally tune in each day after school and catch up on every video I could before even thinking about jumping into an actual game for the evening. And of course, the inventiveness, sometimes downright impossible requirements for achievements.
Impossible.
And the never-ending grind for more and more gamer score. My friends and I would of course move on to the next generation of consoles and continue to have fun playing games together. But overall, there was just something special about the 360 generation, and I owe a lot to Xbox Live for giving me a platform to make those memories that I can hold on to. Thank you so much for watching. I completely forgot to sign off properly last time, but if you enjoyed this and you want to support the channel, then please consider giving the video a like and subscribing by clicking that big red button below, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers!